Welcome to Vegan Ultra. I'm your inspiration guide, Adam Gallus, on this epic quest for health, hope, and happiness, in which I lose 150 pounds in 12 months on a whole food vegan diet while walking 3,000 miles to prove to myself, my family, and everyone watching on YouTube that we can all become the ultra versions of ourselves if we give it a chance and are powered by plants. Today, in part 3 of Ditching Dairy, we're talking about why it is worth giving up milk. Not only because, as in part 1, we saw how it is nutritionally non-necessary and plant milks are superior in terms of health profile and lipid profiles. In part 2, we saw how dairy increases your risk of cancer, diabetes, overall mortality. Today, we're looking at how ditching dairy could save the world. So here I've zoomed in for this information from Our World in Data, looking at the environmental footprint of dairy milk compared to four of the most popular kinds of plant milks. We can see land usage, it's around 10 to 15 times more intensive. Greenhouse gas emissions, it's at least 3 times, sometimes 4 or even 5 times. In terms of water usage, even almonds. Remember, I'm a fan of the cinnamon vanilla almond milk, nectar of the gods. Well, the water usage is at least half as much, and you can see with things like soy, it's around 30 times less. Eutrophication, this is the dead zones. There's excess fertilizer that goes into the rivers and down into the Gulf of Mexico, causing plankton blooms, and when the plankton die, the bacteria eat them and suck up the oxygen, causing dead zones that kill all marine life. Well, you can see here dairy milk at least 2.5 times, and usually as much as compared to soy, about 11 times more. So we will talk about pea milk in a second, because remember, I am a fan of pea milk. I've talked about how pea milk, along with soy, is the ideal replacement for cow milk because it is equally rich in protein. But let's also talk about the externalities. In fact, a gallon of milk, if not for subsidies from the US government and taxpayers, would cost about $9 a gallon. Why is that? That is because of things like pollution, like health effects, and like environmental impacts, as well as the fact that around 20% of all the farmland used in the world is used for dairy production. So as you can see, in a vegan world, that would save us about 75% of all farmland, the size of North America and Brazil. But what about pea milk? Maybe you're trying to hide something, Mr. Adam. Well, let's take a look. We don't have pea milk specifically, but we do have the carbon footprint of things like peas themselves. So let's see here. We've got, here we go. So we have the eutrophication. So this is the dead zones. Peas, the lowest at 3.4. Notice beef for the dairy herd, because remember, after the cows, after 4 to 5 years, they're exhausted from giving milk, they get turned into beef. Milk itself, 32 grams, 10 times more than peas. Okay, but wait a minute. Maybe there's the calorie density. Maybe that's where I'm trying to pull one over on you. Well, let's take a look here. So we've got milk, 18 grams, this is per 1,000 kilos, and peas, once again, 9 times lower. Okay, in terms of per kilogram as well, 7.5 versus milk here at 10.7. So there is not as impressive. How about fresh water per 1,000 kilos? Well, here we can see that milk is about 1,000 liters. We don't have peas specifically, but we do have other. We can see that for overall plants, it is much, much lower. Here is, let's see, also none here, but let's see, greenhouse gases per 100 grams of protein, 0.44 for peas. Notice nuts is down here at 0.26. Milk, 9.5. Cheese, slightly higher here at 11. Interestingly enough, if we look at the carbon footprint for protein-rich foods, we can see nuts as on average around negative 0.8. It actually fixes carbon. Peas at 0.36, beans at 0.65, and tofu the highest at 1.6. Notice that even for animal proteins, it's at least 2 times and generally many, many times. And here's cheese. Milk would be around similar amounts at around 9 to 10. So the point is we can see that pea milk likely very, very similar. Similarly, if we look at land usage, 3.4 compared to milk, 27. So 9 times as much. So there you have it. It not only is dairy milk not necessary for nutrition, it's not healthy for humans, it's not healthy for the planet, and of course, there's other reasons. And next time we'll talk about some of the human and animal ethical reasons to ditch dairy to become the healthiest, happiest version of yourself. Remember, this is science-based magic and nutrition-fueled sorcery that has helped me to lose 90 pounds in 22 months. And despite some truly tragic events in my life this year, I have never been more optimistic about the future. I am truly the Captain America version of myself, and a Blue Zone vegan lifestyle can help almost anyone become healthier and happier if you give it a chance and are powered by plants. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to this channel and like this video to help other people find it on YouTube. And please have a wonderful, safe holiday season and give a plant-based diet a chance. I'm confident you'll be amazed by the results.
Life lessons come